Titanic, and everyone's dead because...
Welcome to Midweek Politics. I'm David Pakman, and it's the week of December 23rd, 2009. Lewis, a little bit of a different setup in here today. I have to say, it's unnerving me a little. We normally have the two cameras in here, but because of the holiday time, I don't even know how to explain what happened. We're doing it with one camera today, and it's a little odd, I have to say.
It is. That and other technical difficulties have us going crazy.
Last minute type of things. Well, a lot to talk about, and I want to ask our listeners to check out midweekpolitics.com and to sign up for our newsletter. There's going to be a bunch of things happening on the show and a bunch of big things, and the people on the newsletter will be the first to hear, and the stations that air the show, too, if they're wondering what's going on. But check out midweekpolitics.com, sign up for the newsletter. By the way, it looks like it's not, I don't celebrate Christmas, but I heard it's not going to be a white Christmas. I guess that's a big deal. We had this crazy weather. We were supposed to get like 8 inches of snow, and we got a dusting. I've never heard that that they would be off by that much. And you know what it must be? I was checking out some progressive blogs. It was that the storm was just a conservative thing put together. The Copenhagen talks were going on about global warming. So conservatives said, if it snows, then it'll be clear that there's no global warming. We hear that all the time. And I think it just didn't work out. We only got literally a dusting, even though I was in New York a couple days ago and they got a ton of snow. I've never experienced being off by 8 inches before.
No, I guess it can happen, but a lot of places did get hit pretty hard by the same storm that was supposed to hit us.
We just didn't, for whatever reason. And we'll talk about the Copenhagen climate talks a little bit later. The big news is that the healthcare bill, I guess, has kind of passed the Senate. There has been a bunch of controversy, and we'll get a little bit later to exactly what it is that's in the bill. A lot of people don't even know what's in this bill. There's been so many iterations since we started talking about it that a lot of people, some people actually think a public option is now on the table and that it has passed. It has not, and we'll get to that. Here is, we'll take a listen to, I guess this is the actual vote, and we hear that the vote actually passed, which is obviously great news, but underwhelming to some. Let's take a listen.
Is there anyone wishing to vote, wishing to change their vote? If not, on this vote, the yeas are 60, the nays are 40. 3/5 of the senators duly chosen and sworn, having voted in the affirmative, the motion is agreed to.
So, I don't know, not as exciting as some people made it out to be. It seems the Senate proceedings can take anything and make it incredibly boring.
Definitely. Well, that and the bill doesn't actually achieve anything.
Well, we'll talk about that. Some argue it does achieve something.
It's something. It's a little step.
You're not sure how much it is. Well, Senator Coburn he made some controversial comments. He said he was praying someone didn't make the vote. Someone being one of the 60 Democrats that was going to vote in favor. And he was the subject of kind of a lot of controversy with this. Some people saying he was wishing people dead. Later, his explanation is classic. So we'll listen to the explanation in a second. But here he is actually saying the original controversial comment. He says you should pray someone doesn't make it to this vote.
So it's not about being bipartisan. It's about you get to take this or leave it. What the American people ought to pray is that somebody can't make the vote tonight. That's what they ought to pray. So that we can actually get the middle, not me, not mine. I understand I'm way over here. But we ought to get the middle of America and the middle of the Senate, a bill that can run through this country and actually do what we say we all want to do.
A lot of people did not like this. A lot of people didn't like this. And there was even a Democratic senator who then came back and asked for Senator Coburn to come back to the floor and just explain what on earth he was talking about.
This hour that's been allocated to our side, and I don't want to interrupt the senator from Ohio, but for one reason. I don't know if the senator from Ohio heard or is aware of a statement made earlier today by our colleague from Oklahoma, Senator Coburn.
All right, so Dick Durbin is going to go into a whole thing, and we don't have to listen to it. So to me, when someone says you should pray that someone doesn't make it to this vote, I want an explanation. What do you think, Lewis, before listening to the explanation, that it's going to be?
Perhaps a traffic jam of some sort. or they run into some snow, a blizzard, perhaps.
So he meant that they didn't make it for some kind of reason that doesn't end up with anybody getting hurt.
I have no idea what he meant. I'm just speculating.
Okay, so he actually said that, well, let's take a listen to what he said. I think I have it. I hope I do. If I don't, then oh yes, here it is. Here's Senator Coburn explaining what was it that he actually meant when he said, let's pray someone doesn't make it to the vote.
I'd love for everybody's alarm clock that's for this thing not to work. The fact is this is an epic change in our country. It's a reduction in freedom in our country. It doesn't reform health care.
Okay. So if you didn't hear the explanation, I'll play it again for you. And it happens so quickly. He brushes it off so quickly. I can understand why our audience might have absolutely no idea what the explanation is. Here it is again.
I wouldn't back away from that. I'd love for everybody's alarm clock that's for this thing not to work.
Okay. So what he's saying is all he meant was when he said you should pray for someone not to make it in to vote, just that their alarm clock didn't go off on time. That's all he meant.
Okay.
Is that believable?
I guess so. I mean, I don't think he's wishing for these people to die.
No, that's certainly not what
I think he just wanted the vote to go a certain way.
Certainly, that's not what he wants. Senator Coburn
says, I hope someone doesn't show up.
He doesn't want anyone to think that he's wishing death on members of the Senate. That's for sure.